Every night is reality TV night on not just the big four networks, but nearly every cable outlet. And some of them are not getting good reviews about how they portray black women. We're talking about reality TV with three reality show vets. D'Angela Proctor, producer of The Family Cruise and Sunday Best, among others. She's also a classmate of mine, Jack Case High School in Houston. Right. Judge Greg Mathis, host of the Judge Mathis Show, and Rolonda Watts, television personality and former host of the Lie Detector. Folks, welcome to Washington Watch.
Thank you, sir.
On this show, I've made it clear, I despise the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that damn love and, that love and hip hop and all, because black women look absolutely crazy on these shows. Now, what's the deal here? Are folks saying, let's just make black women look crazy? And are we allowing that, frankly, to happen to represent us?
Okay. So I don't think that we're allowing anything to happen. I think as a producer, I have the ability to cut people and make them look certain ways. But I watch those shows and I study those shows. And a lot of times you have to give me as a producer what to cut. So I think those women are who they are. And I think they do elevate it for television purposes. But if they were boring, they wouldn't tune in.
You know, let's face it, it's all entertainment. Entertainment needs to call for a few emotions, whether it's causing you to cry, causing you to laugh, or causing you to say, wow. And I think these reality shows do that. But I think we also have to look beyond the stereotypes and recognize that we're on several levels. You're at the top level of television, which is you're entertaining as well, but you also do serious
I ain't pulling hand. I ain't sitting there cussing nobody out yet. Okay.
But then on my show, for example, I do the same thing and deal with the same type of folks I dealt with when I was a judge in Detroit for 5 years. Working class, poor people. I was small claims, landlord, tenant, and cases under $25,000. So mine is a direct reflection of society. Mm-hmm. Some of the others might be a little more produced so that it can provide a little more compelling entertainment.
Now you think about, I'm with the Judge Joe Brown show, the voice of the Judge Joe Brown, and there's some crazy cases, but they're real.
Right.
And and news has gotten in a lot of trouble with the same kind of thing, not just reality shows, but news also. We say you're depicting people a certain way, and the argument is we didn't make this stuff up.
Now here's what I find to be interesting. What I find to be interesting is also the double standard. So when I look at some of these shows, if they're on Bravo, if they're on VH1, if they're on MTV, that involves black folks. Significant black viewers. Yet if that same show aired on TV One, black folks would be saying, black folks would be calling for boycotts. Absolutely. They would be saying, how are you degrading folks? Absolutely. But here's the problem. If you're TV One or if you're BET, you also want ratings. Right. You want more viewers. You want a hot show. And so what are black folks saying, okay, we'll accept this from basically a white cable network, but for a black network, how dare you?
That's absolutely the case. Absolutely.
Yeah. And to me, that's crazy. We can't exploit ourselves, but we can be exploited. But you know what? The bottom line is, it's money. That's the bottom line. Listen, if people stop eating chocolate chip cookies, they'd never make another chocolate chip cookie. Right. Do you know how many different brands of chocolate chip cookies there are? Right. It's because of the money. If they stop buying them, they'd stop making them.
But D'Angela, doesn't that though put black networks though in a bind?
Absolutely. Because
they're like, we need a hit, we need the viewers. Here's a show, but I can't put that on because I'm going to get hit for it.
Absolutely. There's shows that have been pitched to me when I was in an exclusive deal with BET that I couldn't take to BET that could have been set up instantaneously at VH1 or Bravo or We or Lifetime. It's just a double standard.
So, Judge, what happens though is, so here we are trying to build our own institutions, and we're trying, and then so folks say we want you to show us in a certain light, but then we'll go across the street and watch it elsewhere, and so it's difficult to try to build our own institutions when we sort of have to grapple with that in terms of that image that's being presented.
Yeah, let me say that I congratulate TV One for having some positive programming, which is attractive. For example, your show we know is attractive and popular, but Unsung and a couple of other shows, Our Missing, those shows are relevant and they're entertaining and they're also informative. So we can do both. We can have a balance, and because we know that we have every type of human being in our society and in our community, so let's not be fake and let's be real.
But
that's
also, and keeping it on the real as well, I don't think that we as a black culture have the luxury of too much buffoonery. I mean, I think we have so much at stake right now in this country with our changing times, our changing economies, our changing families, our men and women coming home from war. Who is going to step up to the plate and do the programming that's going to help people? Who's going to do the programming that's going to help change the world and make it better? Nobody wants to do who's going to watch it. Exactly.
Who's gonna
Because
watch
at the
it.
end of the day, when you talk about, I don't care what kind of show it is, you need the eyeballs.
Absolutely.
And so, D'Angelo, when you're sitting here looking at that, do you ask yourself, do I really want our folks to be seen like this?
Absolutely.
And then, okay, but if I cut this out, this might negatively affect the show?
Absolutely. I've cut stuff out of shows all the time. And stuff that would have gone on air at other networks. But
why did
you
you
have
do
to
it?
be, because I'm an African American woman, and I have to be responsible for the audience for that particular show.
And she went to Spelman College. Listen, Roland, I walked away from a wonderful show called The Rolonda Show back in a time when Jerry Springer was coming up. I cannot use my craft and have to go take a shower every day. So instead of continuing with the show, because that's what we had to do, I can remember getting 12-point ratings, competing with Geraldo Rivera because somebody threw a chair or somebody threw a punch. That's not what I want to do with my talent. So you leave millions of dollars on the table. You leave being seen on TV every day because you have to make a decision based upon integrity and character. And guess what? That's important to me.
As you know, I'm a national board member of the NAACP, chairman of the board of Rainbow Push Excel, so I'm as black as they come, but in terms of my politics. But on the other hand, you look at the Jersey Shore. Yeah, they feed into the Italian stereotypes, but they know that there's so much to offset that. If we don't know, and if white folks don't know by this time, where we have a black president, where we have 40 members of Congress, where we have the richest black woman in the world, richer than Queen Elizabeth herself. If they don't, that's being Oprah. If they don't know by now, and that we are just as competent and we are just as productive in society and don't match the stereotypes that they might see for a limited amount of entertainment value, then I don't know what else we can do.
Well,
to
and I think
balance.
the key you said was
Balance.
offset. D'Angelo, Judge Mathis, Rolonda, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.